Good morning, PRüF community. It is Wednesday, March 30th, and we have a community update for you. Okay, first up, just wanted to make the announcement. PRüF protocol has been accepted into the Ethereum Enterprise Alliance. That's a pretty big deal. It gives us the ability to be on working groups and steering committees for different protocols, initiatives, and to help steer the way that tokenization and applications work on the blockchain going forward. And we feel this is a very important role for us here at PRüF Protocol because, after all, PRüF is a protocol, and protocol and standards is what the EA is all about, or at least a big part of what they do. So we're pretty excited. That puts us rubbing shoulders with big companies like Intel, JP Morgan, Microsoft, VMware, Credit Suisse, FedEx. So basically, that gives us the opportunity to interface with these larger corporations and to be able to make direct contact and talk to them and discuss with them about their needs and possible solutions and how we might work together to achieve those things. So that's a pretty big step for us, and we're really excited about the prospects for what that can do for PRüF going forward. Okay. Also, let's see. We're also going to be exhibiting at TechEx, so that's another pretty big deal. That's sort of a conference that is really aimed at business to business interfacing. So we're going to get an opportunity there to rub shoulders with and work with and talk to and pitch to a lot of different industry players in the supply chain, and in various verticals. So we're pretty excited about the possibilities there, about making some new contacts. We also plan to stop in and talk to a couple of our strategic launch partners along the way. So we're pretty excited about that. That'll be coming up here in just a few weeks. And we'll keep you posted on that, on the TechEx exhibit, and we'll probably have some news and stuff on that as well. That'll be a pretty big deal for us. Other than that, what have we been up to? We've been working on, focused on primarily on the DAO and application side of the DAO. We just got the DAO contracts, the DAO software passed internal audit, and we've sent that on now to CertiK for them to take a look at. This is kind of a reschedule for us because actually the DAO stuff was further on down the road on the roadmap. We hadn't planned to do that at this stage, but because of the audit with CertiK, we decided to go ahead and do the DAO stuff now, because basically one of the things that CertiK reviews is centralization concerns, and as we deploy PRüF on mainnet, and as we start to roll out the ecosystem, with the prior plan, it was very centralized at first and got its decentralization built into it later. But to address centralization issues with our auditor and to give us a better look in the marketplace, we went ahead and moved that DAO development up a few months to get it worked on and finished up at this point. So we're pretty excited about how that works. It's actually quite a process to get that completely rolled out. It's about an 8-step process to completely implement decentralization. But the important thing is that the core contracts and the supporting software and hooks are have all been developed and in the process of being audited at this point by a third party. And so I did want to talk a little bit about DAOs in general. Looking at DAOs, and of course DAO stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization. Looking at various DAOs and how they're set up and what they're designed to do. We're really doing something that's a little bit different than what I've seen out there. Most of the DAOs that I've seen are actually, it's kind of hard to decide what they're really all about, because they're kind of circular. They seem to be, the purpose of the DAO is to manage the DAO. So I'm not, other than some sort of gamification, I'm not really sure how that works and what that's all about, because it just doesn't seem that there's any real purpose behind it. Maybe other than to create a circular economy, and I guess that's an application for that. So Other than that, so what I wanted to talk about was, a lot of DAOs are kind of, I would call them advisory DAOs, and they basically set up a voting system to allow, stakeholders or participants in the DAO to vote on referendums or whatnot, and establish that something needs to be done or not. But then it's really up to a person to implement that decision. Now, to us, that really doesn't meet the spirit of true decentralization, because it does require a centralized entity to act to create the change that the DAO voted on. And so we feel like that's not really a DAO. That's more of a decentralized organization, but not a decentralized automated organization. So with PRüF, we've done something a little bit different, where stakeholders can create a proposal, and then after the proposal has been created, then they would go ahead and promote their proposal out of band, using social media or direct contact with node holders or whatnot to advocate for their position. And then, of course, the node holders would come in and vote on the proposal. And then if the proposal reached the required quorum and then passed the vote, with a majority or whatever majority was necessary to pass, then it would become a referendum. And the referendum could then be implemented actually by anybody that voted yes on the referendum, and or the proposer could also implement the referendum at that point. So how that works, I'm going to get a little bit technical here. So how that works, and the way that we do it automated and on-chain, so that it's truly decentralized and doesn't require the interaction of a third party or a centralized entity to make that work, is that when a proposer through the DAO interface were to go and create a proposal, it would include like the function that they were going to implement, and then the value that they wanted to attach to that. So that might be like, for instance, let's just say epoch times. Let's say the epoch time was set to 1 week, and they wanted to change the epoch to 10 days instead of 1 week. So they would make this proposal they would propose then the epoch time to be changed to 10 days instead of 1 week. That proposal would then generate a signature that would basically be a signature of the function that you would call in the DAO to change the epoch time to 10 days, not to 7 days or 10 or 8 days or 9 days or 11 days, but the signature for the function to call and change the epoch time to 10 days. So then once that function signature is generated, then that would become the signature of the proposal. The proposal would then go to voting during the next epoch, and assuming that enough people voted on it, either yay or nay, to create a quorum, then the proposal also got whatever majority was set up in the DAO required to pass. It might be 51% or 60% or 70% to pass. It's another adjustable parameter in the DAO. Assuming it passed and became then went from being a proposal to being a referendum, then at that point anybody then during the next epoch, anybody, either the proposer or any of the nodes that voted yes for the proposal, could then actually make that function call and cause that action to happen, but only as specifically and exactly set up before voting to create that function signature. So that is what creates the decentralized action of the DAO, so that can operate completely independently of the PRüF Foundation or of decentralized machines or any of the founders of PRüF. So that's kind of how the decentralization works in general. So it's a little bit different. We've also worked really hard on incentivization and looking at what we see as problems in the incentivization of existing DAOs for the purpose of governance. Obviously, you want to incentivize participation in DAOs, but you also you want to incentivize it in a way that creates effective governance, not just participation for no effective reason. So we've worked really hard at that, and I think we've done a little bit better job than some of the other implementations that we've seen, and so I'm pretty stoked about that and pretty proud of our work there. So we're excited to see what happens as that comes back from CertiK as a solution to decentralization concerns. So anyway, that's what we've been working on. Like I said, we have pulled that up several months from what we planned earlier. So that has actually put us a little bit behind in some other things, but we've also gotten that part done and out of the way. So that'll give us some time advantage in the future. Anyway, that's what we're up to. I hope everybody's having a great day, and we'll be in touch next time. Have a good day.